you gotta breathe. Almost heaven. I've wet my finger. More on that story later. Good evening, darlings, and a very warm welcome to Saturday Night Live with me, Boaty, of course. And I'm going to be here saying goodbye to Friday and hello to Saturday. No, I'm not. What am I talking about? Jesus Christ. Well, rewind, start again. Good evening and welcome to, what fucking day is it? Welcome to Saturday Night Live with me, whoever I am. And I'm going to be here with you for a while, saying goodbye to whatever bleeding day it is, and welcoming in whatever sodding day it is tomorrow. Dear, oh dear. Unexpectedly busy at work tonight, darlings. Unexpectedly busy. How are you all? How has your day been? What have you been eating? Have you done anything that you regret? Have you taken revenge on somebody? And has something nearly, but not quite, fallen on your head? I want to hear all about that. I want to hear about everything. I want to know everything that's going on in your wonderful lives. First cab off the rank tonight is Steve Cole. He's with us. Name me minus one. He's here. Hi guys. Hope it's been a. Oh, shall I do it? I'll do it in their voice. Hey guys, hope it's been a good start to your weekend. I'm asleep again, but I have an excuse, as does anyone with children off for the holidays. Well, yes, indeed, and sleep tight. Jimmy Quinn is with us and says, evening, Boaty, and all. Hope you all had a good day. And good evening to you, Jimmy. Hope you did too. Steve KG is with us and says, good evening, everybody. I'm worn out after that, says Blacklines. The lovely Sarah Parsons is with us. Evening all, says Sarah. Peter P is here. Well, good evening all. Lord Stiff Upper Lip is here and says, hello, Jason. Good morning. I was pissing back. Good evening all, says Bad Books. Hello again. I got here early. I thought it was at 10:30, says Steve KG. Excellent live stream, Emma and Tracy, says Jimmy Quinn. And it did look enormous fun. I had the great good fortune and joy to watch the last 6 minutes, and it all looked rather splendid. So I hope you all enjoyed that. Yeah, look, I'm bloody. It's annoying that I have to miss all of this by being at work and being unexpectedly busy. God, it was busy tonight. What? I should rub it up. And my God, we've got a rather different staff curry this evening, darlings. I'm not sure if I'm excited about it or somewhat discombobulated by the unusuality of it. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. A couple of glasses of wine, and I'm sure it won't make any difference because I'll be too drunk to know what I'm eating, and I won't remember it tomorrow. Isn't life wonderful? It's a grand life, darlings, if you don't weaken. Hang on. Now then, the Mary Huff Management hotline has been pinging all day. I've been otherwise engaged, I must confess. But, right, here we are. So, right. Yeah. Where did I get to? Oh, yeah, Jimmy was saying it was an excellent live stream. Matron's here. Bless her. Evening all, and thank you, Jimmy. And Andrew Buttigieg is here.
Andrew, I'm a spotty body. I can't believe it's not Buttigieg.
I hadn't heard that one before. Anyway, he's here and he says, a very good evening, Boaty, and everyone in the chat. Hello to everyone I've not already said hello to, says Matron. A most excellent warm-up for Boaty, Emma, and Trace, says the lovely Andrew. No water sports tonight, please, say Steve KG. I can happily accommodate that. Only canoeing on this channel. Oh, God, I can't wait to get that canoe in the water. The M11 is here. Hey all, hope you're all enjoying your evening. Well, if they're not, it's your bleeding fault. They were all watching you, weren't they, Emils? And hello also to Boaty. Thanks for sliding into my back end there. Not at all, not at all. Absolutely my pleasure. You barely noticed, to be fair, would you? Oh, Simone is here and says, hello, I'm editing again. No water sports, but maybe a little story for bedtime. I've not a chance to prepare one, Andrew, but now seeing as it was mentioned last night, I do think it would be a splendid idea, whilst I'm demonetized, for the Reverend Boaty's bedtime stories to make a roaring comeback. Now, I will go to my... dear God. There may be some of you who have been fortunate enough to have avoided the 2 or 3 Reverend Boaty's bedtime stories I did. I struggle with them because they're such outrageous filth. Oh my God, that last one about the mother and the daughter and the... Oh dear God, I don't even want to think about it. But might be rather good fun. For those who don't know, the bedtime stories came about. It was when I was only doing live streams. I was doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and that was it. And a bedtime story got mentioned, and I didn't think about it. And then I suddenly thought, might be rather good fun to pop up unexpectedly on a Saturday, read some absolutely disgusting pornographic story, but just do it straight-faced as the Reverend Boaty. And at the end of it, just say, bless you, my children, and stop. And so I had to research and try and find some depraved and appalling filth. And you're not going to believe me. You're going to say I knew about it. I promise you I didn't. I found this outrageous website. God, I would urge you all not to go there. Because although visual pornography is like, well, I mean, it's virtually impossible to avoid it, isn't it? I've got safe search on all of my devices because I don't want to be unexpectedly terrified by a sight of something that would discombobulate my bobulates. But I found this bloody website, so I might see if I can remember what it was. And yeah, it might be time we had another bedtime story. I would urge any of you good people, don't watch it. Please don't watch it. there will be people in this chat who watched it back because I didn't give any warning. There was no warning that it was going to be what it turned out to be. And there are people, no doubt, in this chat who will still be traumatized by what they were forced by me to witness. So don't watch them. I'll do one, but don't watch them. Oh dear. Excuse me. Where did I get to? Hello, Jason and all in chat, says the lovely Trisha. Saturday going into Sunday, says Jimmy F500. Hopefully, because I haven't actually got a clue what day it is or what's going on. Oh, I made spag bol and I took a photo for you, Bodhi. I shall send it over shortly. That's from the M11. I don't trust that. I don't trust that. I mean, is that just... Oh, God, here it is. Here it is. I don't know if I want to look at this. Is it just going to be harmless spag bol? Or is it... Oh, no, it's safe. It really is just harmless spaghetti bolognese. Oh, it looks very rich. Oh, it looks very nice, actually. And plenty of freshly cracked black peppercorn. You can't have too much of that on a spag bol. Look, I can show you this, darlings. And I know it's difficult for you to see on the phone. But that leads us on to feature number one. I'm sure that many of you people will have cooked spaghetti bolognese. It's such an absolutely staple UK dish. Oh, and let's remember, spaghetti bolognese is about as Italian as my left testicle. But nonetheless, it is delicious. You just can't buy it in Italy. Because amazingly, in Italy, they eat Italian food. Oh, hang on. You see, I knew it. I knew it. Oh, God, my eyes. Oh, dear. Oh, not another one. Oh, no, that was an apology. That was an apology for the second picture. Yeah, so if you cook and serve spaghetti bolognese, do you serve it as the M11 did there? So there's like a dichotomy between your bolognese and your spaghetti. It's like half and half on the plate. Or do you, and this is a more Italian way of doing it, it's not an Italian dish, but if it was an Italian dish, this is the way the Italians would serve it. And that's with the pasta tossed in the bolognese or tossed in the sauce. So do you serve it separately, like side by side, one on top of the other? Do you have the bolognese mounting the spaghetti in possibly a cowgirl position? Or do you give them a damn good mix up in the old pot? Now, I'll level with you, darlings, because, you know, I haven't lied to you yet, and I don't intend to start now. I can swing either way. I can swing either way on that. It depends if I'm doing it for myself or for other people. Now, if I'm serving it to other people, I think I normally serve it separately, because I would guess that for British people, that's kind of what they're used to. If I was doing it for myself, well, then absolutely no question, darlings. Absolutely no question. Nil questionatum. Oh, no, there's no question. It would be, the spaghetti would be perfectly al fresco. And then, you know, when the spaghetti's been obviously rinsed in clean boiling water after cooking, you don't want that nasty starch in there, do you? Oh, no. And then after it's drained, then it would go back into the pot with some beautiful olive oil, cracked black pepper, give it a jolly good swirl around that, and then it would go into that bolognese, darlings. It would go into the sauce or into the ragu, and it would be mixed, and then it would be splodged in a lovely, delightful mess onto my pasta dish. So there you are. Over to you. That's feature one. Feature three. When you have a takeaway, do you habitually, it's coming, there it is, shameful, do you habitually, or have you ever had different components of your meal from different places? So for example, have you ever had fish from the fish and chip shop but had your chips from the Chinese takeaway? Or have you even had fish from one chip shop and the chips from another chip shop? Or, I don't know. I mean, God knows what some of you people get up to in the privacy of your own bungalows. Have you ever had, I don't know, some Thai food with a portion of chips from anything along those lines? You know where I'm going with that. Right. Food today, says Peter P. Perch in eggy dill sauce with new potatoes. That sounds rather good. Barry ordered a meat feast pizza. Barry, how are you? Are you in Alaska now? And if you're in Alaska, where the hell did you get a meat feast pizza from? I've never been to Alaska, I'll be honest. But in my mind, it's some kind of snowy, bloody wilderness, not somewhere where you can pick up your phone and order a meat feast pizza from your local Domino's. Honestly, the way you were talking about it yesterday, Barry, I assumed that you're out there camping in -30 temperatures in some kind of tent with a load of survival gear. If I find out that you're in a nice hotel with room service and a minibar, tucking into your 12-inch meat feast delight, I'm going to take issue with you, young man. Get out there and suffer, damn you. Don't be enjoying pizza in comfort. Oh dear. Rob had a Chinese takeaway. Well, I mean, we need to know more. What did you have? Boaty, says Black Lines. I hope you're not as stressed out and managing to eat and sleep, etc. You look a bit tired. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's been a bit of a week, and you know, I'm bound to be a little bit worried and stuff. But I'm all right. I'm okay. Worst things happen at sea, don't they, darlings? Worst things happen at sea. I know where you like Boaty, says Jimmy Quinn. Not sure what that's in relation to. Finland. Who's in Finland? Oh, Peter P is in Finland. Oh, good man. Finland. Somewhere else I've never been. The only place I've been in Scandinavia is Norway. And that was a long time ago. A long time ago. I think I was crumbs. I think I was only 19. And all I can really remember is a young lady called Monica and the price of a cup of coffee in Bergen. As I said to Emma Peel, my theme should be Khan. What? As in Prince Amir Khan? Oh no, that's Prince Nazim Hamid, wasn't it? Amir Khan. Which Khan are we referring to? Or is it the Khan from Star Trek Wars? There was a Khan in that, wasn't there? Because Star Wars, the third film in the Star Wars thing, was called Wrath of Khan, wasn't it? And that was the one where Captain Spock and the Doctor, Bones, wasn't it? Yeah, they were. Well, I can't remember what happened to them. I think Darth Vader had them killed or something, or or they were thrown out into outer space. Something pretty awful happened anyway. And I'm not sure. I think Captain Kirk was still around in that one, The Wrath of Darth Vader. I think it was before he turned into that old guy who I think is from Yorkshire. That was a bit weird, that wasn't it? And then all the films started going backwards. So you had like retro films. I can't remember what they were called, but they were showing like how they grew up, old Captain Kirk and Darth Vader, and all of that. I don't really watch them, to be honest. I mean, obviously, I remember Princess Leia with the currant buns over her ears. I mean, nobody's going to forget that. And I remember Jabba the Wookiee, who he imprisoned old Princess Leia, didn't he? Yeah, he made her strip down to a swimming costume and he chained her up, didn't he? Yeah, that's right. And I think it was I can't remember if Captain Spock was dead by then, but I do remember that Captain Kirk he went down, didn't he, with some of his men to rescue her. And of course, anybody who watched the original Star Wars series, written by Gene Roddenberry, yeah, anybody who remembers the originals, they were like the important ones were dressed in green tunics, you know, like Robin Hood. I think it was based on Robin Hood quite loosely. But then the underlings, of which there must have been several million on the Millennium Falcon, they were dressed in red. And when they beamed into a dodgy situation, and the ones in red went, you knew they were never coming back. The ones in green, they'd always come back until Captain Spock bit the dust with Sylvester McCoy, the Doctor. But yeah, the red ones, they always got wasted. And, you know, about 30 of them would be killed in most episodes just before Captain Kirk kissed an alien who didn't understand what is to kiss, Earthman. And Captain Kirk would snog her and she'd say, oh, fuck me. That's all right, that is. You're not a bad kisser, our kid. But yeah, the ones in the red shirts, they just get wasted. You know, none of this phasers to stun business. Oh. Must have been a hell of a crew on that thing. 'Cause like I say, at least 130 of them got killed every week. Dear me. You wouldn't book a holiday, would you? If you were like auditioning for Star Wars and you got the call back and they said, congratulations, you're hired. Turn up on Monday morning at 9 o'clock and Bill Roddenberry, whatever his name was, and we're all going to start filming you. And you'd be thinking, brilliant, I wonder who I am. I'm probably not going to be Princess Leia because I haven't got the body for it. And, you know, I'm a man, I've got tickle tackle and a hairy chest. But, you know, I could be Captain Kirk, I could be Captain Spock, I could be anybody. And then you get to wardrobe on the Monday morning and they give you a red shirt to put on. You think, oh, fucking hell. Oh, I might as well go and play golf with Bill tomorrow. I'm not going to see the day out, am I? Dear, oh dear. But, you know, I suppose it would be a day off from waitressing in some dreadful New York bar. Hey ho. But then that's the acting business for you, isn't it? I mean, it's fickle. It's fickle, darlings. It's fickle. That'd make a good Mr. Man character, wouldn't it? I mean, we all know that Mark on Motoring is Mr. Tickle, and a jolly good job he does of it too. But we could have Mr. Fickle. That'd be a good Mr. Man. Yeah. Mr. Misogynist. Feature number 5. If there were to be some new Mr. Man books or Mr. Men books or television series or whatnot, then come up with some new Mr. Men for the whatever millennium or year or century we're in now. Of course, you all know my favourite. One of you renamed yourself after him. My favourite is Mr. Bump, except not the English Mr. Bump. I like the German Mr. Bump because the German Mr. Bump is called Herr Dumpy Dump. And I think that is just the best thing ever. And if I were to ever, if I'd have been born a woman and I decided to transition into a man, then I would identify as a German man and I would call myself Herr Dumpy Dump. Yeah. Which reminds me of Just William, written by Richmal Crampton, of course. And that name could be either male or female, and that's no accident. Richmal Crampton was, in fact, a lady female woman of the contradictory, to me anyway, gender, but deliberately chose a somewhat androgynous pen name because in those days, women authors were not particularly encouraged. But she was indeed a she. And of course, she wrote the William books. And when they came onto the big screen, well, I say the big screen, the television screen, the big screen would be the cinema, wouldn't it? When they came onto the television, there were some stars in there. William was originally played by a very young Dennis Waterman, but he was Dennis Waterboy then because he was under an illusion of some sort, and probably underage as well. Oh, he was a young, freckled lad. He was. This is way before he did the Sweeney or the Minder or any of that sort of thing, or On the Up, which I really enjoyed. I liked him in On the Up, and of course, the bird who sang the theme. No, it's not. The bird who played his secretary stroke PA in On the Up was the very same bird who did the theme tune to Red Dwarf. So there you go. It all ties in, doesn't it? I mean, it's a small world, unless you were wearing a red shirt in the original Star Wars, and then it wouldn't be a small world because you'd be all over the universe for about half an episode, and then you'd get beamed down to the planet Boron, and because you were wearing a red shirt, then Captain Spock would use you as a human shield, and you'd be, quite unpleasantly killed by something or other. But, there you are. That's life, isn't it? And Diana Dawes was in it as well. Not Star Wars. Well, she might have been. But she was in Just William, and she played Violent Elizabeth Bott's mother. She was quite fat by that point. Diana Dawes, of course, originally was quite the sex symbol. Her real name, darlings, and I don't mind telling you this, her real name was Diana Fluck, and she changed it to Diana Dawes. And she really was quite the sex symbol. But as the years advanced and caught up with her, she became a fat person, darlings. And I can identify with that. Not that I've ever been a famous sex symbol actress, because this might surprise you, I haven't been. But I did become a fat person later in life. So, I can understand it. But she didn't let it interfere with her acting career. She just very sensibly went, went for roles that involved her portraying an older fat person rather than a young, sultry sex symbol. And the other interesting fact about Diana Ross, or Diana Fluck, as she was originally called, is that her eldest son is called Jason. And that's actually true. You can look it up, I promise you. And of course, she was the lead singer of the Commodores, which did a song called Chain Reaction, which was written by the Bee Gees. And again, this is true. The Bee Gees had to leave the country because they were in a lot of trouble with the police when they were younger. But when they were back in the UK visiting family in Manchester, Barry, the eldest BG, had to go to the toilet. And it was like in a Coronation Street type part of Manchester, and it was an outside toilet, an outside lavatory. And when he'd done his business, and he never said whether it was number one or a number two, so we have to use our imagination. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. But when he finished, to flush the toilet, he had to pull a chain. Does anybody remember that? That's how it used to be, darlings, in the old days. You didn't have a hip mounted system with a pressy or a proddy. You had a system that was up there somewhere, and you had a bloody good old chain, and you had to give it a damn good old yank. And so that's what old Barry did. And that's genuinely, you can look this up, that's what gave him the idea for the song Chain Reaction, which became a massive hit for Diana Dawes and the Commodores. And she was Violent Elizabeth Bum's mother in Just William, and that all ties into Star Wars, but I can't entirely remember how. But that's interesting, isn't it? Gosh. Oh, it's wonderful to have a little toddle down memory lane. I am not Captain Spock. I am Leonard Nimoy, the actor, darlings. And fair play to him. Good old Captain Spock. You can't beat him, can you? Oh, well, James Caan did, didn't he? He was, I'm not imagining it. The guy off Star Wars, the Caan guy, he was one of the original dragons on Dragon's Den, wasn't he? Who were the original dragons on Dragon's Den? Right. Let's see if we can work this out. I don't think the Grumpy Woman was an original, or she might have been. Duncan Guillotine, he was an original. I'm sure he was. John Lewis, Peter Jones, was he original? But James Caan was definitely in there. I think they felt the need to have an Asian on there for balance. And I think James Caan was the first Asian. Although, oddly enough, I don't remember him being Asian in Star Wars. But, that could have been makeup or something, couldn't it? And then he was replaced, wasn't he, with Theo Profiterole, I think. God, everything just ties in. It's like, it might be a big old universe out there, but it is genuinely a small world. And it's like the old 8 degrees of separation. Nothing is too far away from anything else, is it? And that's tremendously exciting. If you followed that sort of thing through, you would probably find that I was only 6 moves away or 6 connections away from having torrid sex with Alanis Morissette. Oh, what a lovely thought. Torrid sex with Alanis Morissette. I had some, hello, 3, 2, 1. Forgive me. I had some really torrid dreams last night in the sort of waking up phase. And I deliberately tried to stay awake because I sold a house that I didn't know that I had. And it had flooded really badly. So I sold it in auction and I got 50,000 quid for it. And I had to figure out what I was going to do with that 50,000 quid. And I was really enjoying figuring it out. Now, 50 grand, it's not enough to buy a house. Well, I mean, you probably could buy a house, but you couldn't buy the sort of house that I would want to live in. Or it might be the sort of house that I would be prepared to live in, but it wouldn't be in a place that I was prepared to live in. So I was trying to figure out what to do with it. And I thought, well, I can't just spunk it up the wall. I've got to try and create an income out of it, haven't I? And I was genuinely working through how to do it. I thought about going into partnership with guys and opening the 3rd restaurant. I thought about opening a kind of Boaties bistro, something like that. I thought about buying a couple of static caravans and doing that as a business because you'd get 2 for 50 grand. I thought about buying one and buying one for about 30 grand, and then like a motorhome or camper van or converted thing for about 20 grand, and just giving everything up and getting an income from the static caravan, staying in it now and then, and just traveling around in my mobile piss home, piss camper piss van thing, and filming it and getting money from YouTube. So obviously, in my dream, I was still monetized. God, no wonder I tried to stay asleep. And then, of course, I woke up and realised that I didn't have 50,000 quid, and I wasn't monetized on YouTube, and most of all, that I really, really, really needed a wee. So that was that. I went and had a huge wee, the sort of wee that you think is never going to end. And then I came downstairs and made coffee, and that was my morning. So thank you for asking. Bit of a long answer to a short question, admittedly. You know you've made it, says Andrew Buttigieg, when you have your own theme tune. Absolutely. Emma is the only one looking forward to a Botis bedtime story, says Peter P. That's only because she doesn't know what she's letting herself in for. Bedtime stories, says Bad Books. Can you give decent notice? Because the last one frightened the dog. I think the last one frightened anyone. Oh, dear. Yay for Botis. Yay for BTS, says Andrew. Bedtime stories are funny, says Jimmy Quinn. They're not, they're disgraceful. Oh dear. I used to enjoy Mark and Lard, Fat Harry White on the radio. That was incredible, says Black Lines. Chaz Brown says, caution, anyone with a nervous disposition, please take some calming pills before experiencing Botis bedtime stories. Julie Meads is with us and says, Bubbles, 1066, which of course was the well, it was the Battle of Hastings, really, wasn't it? 1066. I don't know how Bubbles fits into that, but no doubt it does in some way. Oh, that looks delicious, Emma, says Andrew Buttigieg, looking at a picture of her breast, of her spaghetti bolognese. Ribeye and asparagus for tea, says Bad Books. God above, all of you people eating steak. I can't remember what steak tastes like. Oh, I might shoplift one here in the week and really treat myself. It looked like poo, says Jimmy Quinn, man. That's it. Don't take offence, Emmels. That's his standard response to it. I mean, when I used to do Botis and noshes, Jimmy popped up good as gold every week saying, either, well, that's 3 minutes of my life I'll never get back, or they all look like crap. I used to highlight his comment on the next ones. I found it hilarious. I love Jimmy Quinn. I'll put that on record. Hope I meet him one day. Now we're on to the spaghetti bolognese question. Mixed up, says Andrew. Good man. Did you put ketchup on that, Emma? Asked Jimmy F500. Same as curry, says Sarah Parsons. You wouldn't see that dish in India. What, spaghetti bolognese? No, it's not a popular dish in India. But I think I know what you mean. Most of the most popular UK curries, tikka masala, korma, balti, buna, you ain't going to see any of them in India. Trust me. Quiche salad and backed potato today for Barry Scrotter. What's backed potato? Oh, do you mean Hasselback potato? That's a bit impressive if you do. Tossed, I meant, says Andrew, rather than mixed up. I've not had spag bowl for years, says Steve KG. May have to rectify that soon. It's been too long for me, and I keep meaning to make some, and I just never get round to it. I'm going to do it this week. Nag me, darlings, nag me, because it's one of those things when I eat it, I think, and I make a good spag bowl. I really do. And when I eat it, I think, why am I not eating this like every day or 3 times a week? It's amazing. And then I just forget to make any for ages and ages again. I bet it's been. I wouldn't be. I think the last time I made spag bol was just after Chinese madam buggered off. And when I say buggered, well, she did bugger off. She only buggered off because I kicked her out. But there we are. So it's been a long time since I've had spag bol. And the best spag bol I have ever had would be in Gozo. At the seafood restaurant on the front at Shlendi Bay, which is no longer there. Well, it might be there, but it's not there in its original form. It's been replaced by an apartment block, very sadly. But I think I read that it was called the Stone Crab. I'm sure it was. And I think I might have read the bottom floor of the apartment block is a restaurant, maybe the same restaurant, but I'm not sure. I need to go back to Shlendi Bay. I said I'd never go back after they knocked that down, so I said it wouldn't be the same, but it means too much to me. I'm going to become less poor and something somehow, and I'm going to be back in Malta for my birthday next year. I'm going to resurrect the traditional birthday trip to Malta and Gozo. Come with me. Come with me, all of you. Neil and Sophie have said they're coming, and when they say something, they always mean it. I do like having some plain pasta, in inverted commas, says Matron, that I can add cheese and olive oil to and mix some bol with some of the pasta. Get you. I do love spag bol, says Barry Scrotter. Ribeye is my favourite steak, says Bad Books. And Jimmy says it's very nice. Fill it for me. Fill it with a really good sauce. Or if I haven't got a really good sauce, then rump. A chef I worked with 20 years ago used to put Branston pickle in the spag bol, says Steve KG. I've heard all sorts. I've heard about Marmite going in there, all sorts. I think everybody's got a bit of a secret recipe for a spag bol. It's 14 minutes past midnight, darlings. It's been a hell of a week. You're going to have to forgive both me and my digestive system, I'm afraid. I hope I'm not causing too much offence. Lunch today was not a clue. I had I did have my second bacon roll, and that's the end of the bacon. So that won't happen again for another 5 years. And thank you, Neil and Sophie, who are going on holiday tomorrow. So they won't be watching this. They'll be tucked up in bed, all excited, ready to get up early. But the bacon was courtesy of them. So thank you very much for that. And I can't remember what I had for lunch. I can. And I told you last night, I had sheikh kebab with salad, didn't I? I showed it you last night. Yeah, I had that with a little bit of naan bread, and it was jolly nice. Actually, I took a picture of it, which I was going to put on Facebook, and I didn't. So I'll put it on tomorrow. I'm so spag bol at the camping trip, says Andrew. What a good idea. Yeah, big old pot of we could do that easily enough. I've got 2 stoves. I could easily make spag bol. And that's easy. That's like big pot cooking, isn't it? Could feed everybody spag bol. Good shout. And nice and cheap as well. Mixed is better, Boaty, says Jimmy Quinn, talking about spag bol. Is it normal, says Peter P, for a Chinese restaurant to have chips in the UK? It is, Peter, I'm ashamed to say. If you want to have a successful restaurant in the UK, you need to cater to British people, and they want chips with everything. We are a fine dining Asian fusion restaurant, and we have fries on the menu. And I'll tell you straight, they're frozen McCain Julienne fries produced for the catering industry. And they're just frozen fries banged in the deep fryer for however long they bloody take. And we sell loads of them, and it breaks my heart that that you get. As soon as you start hearing chicken korma, chicken tikka masala, you think they're going to want chips, aren't they? And sure enough, there's how many of us? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 21 portions of chips, please. And fuck you now, really? But you've got to do it. And the best thing I ever put on the menu. They were serving fries from the beginning when I arrived. So I added spicy fries. Spicy fries, darlings. So you get your fries, and to make them spicy, bit of chili powder, bit of chaat masala, some chili flakes, tiny little bit of the onion gravy, and a bit of chopped coriander and spring onion. Shake it up, whack it on the thing, £2 extra. Oh yeah, and they sell like bloody wildfire. But yes, Chinese takeaways and restaurants do serve chips. Every restaurant in the UK has to serve chips. It's outrageous. Now, ironically, my first pub, we didn't serve chips. We refused to serve chips. And the number of people that, what? You don't serve chips? Oh, we're not staying here, are we? We're not staying here, are we, Malcolm? We're bloody not, Vera. We're bloody not. You don't serve chips? What are you thinking of, lad? Oh, God. Anyway, there we are. The pizza, says Barry, is from the pizza from Pizza Connection in Matlock were excellent, but their chips were shite. So I got chips from the Cardale Chippy in Cryche. God, I don't know the Cardale Chippy in Cryche. How can I not know that? I drove through Cryche tonight on my way to work, so I went that way for a change, and I can't think where the Chippy is. In Cryche, there's the Jira Indian restaurant. That's sort of just off the main square. I can't think where the Chippy is. I probably know it if I saw it. And that was in response to the feature about, do you have one component of a meal from one takeaway and another one from another one? And Barry says, yes, I am in Alaska in a city called Valdez. Oh, Ross is here. Hey, gang. Dirty lamb doner with extra meat with chips for dinner. Oh, that sounds fabulous. I don't like camping, says Barry. You get flies up your arse crack. No, thanks. Keep your pants on then, Barry, says Steve KG. Good advice. And I'm not doing a bivvy in Alaska. I'd freeze my bollocks up, says Barry. Oh, dear. I put leeks in chili con carne. I guess that's a bit weird. It's again, people put loads of stuff in chili. Chocolate in chili is a big thing, isn't it? You can't be serious, says Simone. And that was can't with KHA. That's quite clever, actually. Khan in Star Trek, Captain Solo yelled Khan, says Barry. I can't believe you said that, says Barry. 1,000 Trekkies just screamed. In space, nobody can hear you scream. I wasn't looking at her ears, says Steve KG, and that's a Princess Leia reference. Pizza the Hut, he ate himself, says Peter P. Barry says, this conversation has its pros and cons. Oh, this is good. You missed the lobe action on Emma's live, Steve, says Andrew. Gene Roddenemu. Oh, Simone, you're on fire tonight. You're on fire. Andrew Buttigeek says, Boaty can write a sci-fi space opera. I'd have a go at it. Steve's having a laugh at Roddenemu. Set phases to fun, says Simone. Boaty in space, says Barry. Can you imagine his captain's log? Shape, size, consistency. As long as he doesn't post any pictures of it. Mr. Widge for the new Mr. Man book, says the M11. Mr. Botical, says Peter P. Mr. Fornicator, says Ross. Mr. Narcissist, says Matron. Oh, here we go. Andrew again. Captain's log, stardate 2542. I found a rather large brown log in my bog. Damn you, Ensign Boaty. Oh dear. Mr. Pendulous comes from M11. I can't read that one out, Barry. I can't read that one out. Little Miss Know-It-All, says Russ. She was a real one, wasn't she? Little Miss Tired of This Shit, says Matron. Oh, well, that's not a real one. Captain Mustard Log. Biggest Dickus, says Peter P. Mr. Podger. Little Miss Muff. Oh, God. Just William, says Andrew. Dennis Waterman played William donkeys years ago. I said that. Podger and Badger, says Barry Scrotter. Ivor Biggin. Mr. Big Tits. Mr. Where Did I Put My Keys? Ivor Spotty Biggin. Mr. Wang. Sing the team tune. Write the team tune. I love that. Well done, Simone. Well done. Well done for getting in a Little Britain reference there. Oh, dear. I'm enjoying tonight. It's good fun. I'm looking forward to my unusual staff curry, though. And I'm looking forward to Sunday lunch tomorrow. It's going to be a budget from the freezer kind of bodge job of a Sunday lunch, but I'm looking forward to it nonetheless. I love the theatre of Sundays. Radio 4, cooking the Sunday roast, even if it's not really a Sunday roast, it's a low budget version. Oh, I love it all. You can't beat a Sunday. They used to be great when I was married because it involved, there were other traditions on a Sunday as well, weren't there? I quite miss that. Yeah, it's like I hear from people who give up smoking that they don't miss most of the cigarettes, but they will miss a couple, like the one with their first coffee of the morning or the one after a meal. And when it comes to spousal pottering, it's the Sunday afternoon one that I probably miss the most. You know, you get through your Sunday, you have your big Sunday lunch, you go, and then you retire to bed of an afternoon. In those days, being married, we had a telly in the and a video and stuff in the old marital bedroom, and you might watch a Sunday afternoon film, except you wouldn't watch it, of course, you'd fall asleep, full of your Sunday lunch and a bottle of wine or whatever sloshing about inside of you. And then when you woke up, you'd knock a few spots off each other before you prepared for, you got up and you faced Sunday night, which would involve ironing, getting the school uniforms ready, getting the bath out in front of the fire and bathing the children in turn, bullseye, songs of praise, 3, 2, 1. Oh, good old dusty bin. Oh, dear. Mr. Momo. Oh, I like that one. What's the similarity between the Starship Enterprise and toilet paper? They both go around Uranus cleaning up Klingons. Mr. Transitioning to a Muzz. Mr. IP Freely. There's Klingons on the starboard bow, starboard bow, starboard bow. Mr. Ram it up and bash it in. Little Miss, why don't you put the seat down after you've been? You'd never get that with me. I am on record as being a seated whittler. Oh, yeah. And it's the way forward. Honestly, gentlemen, if you don't already do it, sit down for your wheeze. You'll never look back. At home, anyway. Little Miss Woke, Mr. Just in Time, Little Miss Lucy Elastic, Mr. Wonk. Diana Dawes was gorgeous once upon a time, says Simone. I agree. Boaty's captain's log. I do indeed have Klingons on my rear quarter. Oh, matron, really? Diana Dawes' son Jason is dead now. Oh dear. In zero gravity, things float, says Barry. In space, no one can hear you shit, says the other gravity. In zero gravity, says the M11, you can't fall off a bed or a woman, which is a good point. The Hebe Bee Gees, that was Angus Deaton. He did the Hebe Bee Gees, or the Hebe Jeebies, or whatever they were. I wonder how a fart would circulate in zero gravity. Well, trust you to wonder that, Barry Scrotter. So what was MC Hammer? Don't touch that. Pottering with no gravity, that could be interesting. I was thinking, would a fart just hang in the air forever, says M11. I love Diana Dawes, says Matron. She seemed so glamorous, and I loved that she was a larger lady and considered a sexy bombshell. Usually fat people back in the day were ugly things to laugh at. Yeah, in circuses and stuff. We have moved on a bit, haven't we? I can't read those. I can't read that. I can't read that. No, I can't read that. Or that. I can't read that. Tracy says bad books, having just whizzed past a load of comments that I can't even go near, even being demonetized. True that, Trace. Oh, hang on. Tracy, I liked Diana Dawes as a kid, always on the quiz shows. She had a very rare car, a Delahaye Roadster in baby blue. I've never even heard of that. How is there a car I've never heard of? True that, Trey, says Andrew. The ample ladies of ye olde films were usually protaged as lowly housewives or a stuffy upper crust lady. If anyone fancies a yodeling lesson, says Black Lines, please form an orderly queue. Oh, very good, very good. Oh, and Matron was thinking about Ella Remberg. Well, I mean, who doesn't think about Bella Remberg? Where's my theme tune, says Simone? I don't know. It's probably in there, Simone, but I was given a lot of theme tunes today, and I've not had a chance to look through them. And as it's now 29 minutes past midnight, and I'm going to bugger off in 30 seconds, it's not likely to happen there. Oh, and the M11 says, oh dear. £50,000 challenge. How many MG Rovers can you buy? Ask Bad Books. And Baddy says, ask Robert Beard and Bangers. There's some truth in that. The M11 says, Simone, there is a theme tune for you. Boaty, can you play it for her, please? Of course I can. Oh, God, there are loads. Oh, here's Simone's. Are you ready, Simone? Here we go.
Simone, we're so hooked on you, Simone.
Well, it's an abrupt ending, but that was rather sweet, wasn't it? I'll play that one again.
Simone, we're so hooked on you, Simone.
Oh, that's rather cool. Jimmy Quinn lives near me, says the M11. We should have a meet-up next time. Tracy is over in Norwich. Tikka masala originated in Scotland, I think, says Steve KG. Oh, wine, freezer. Well done, Andrew. Oh, shit. Oh, well saved. Well saved. It's just beginning to go into turds. Oh, well done, Andrew. You saved me there. Right, time to start saying your goodbyes, darlings. It's that time. Time has just flown, hasn't it? Time has just flown. Say your good nights. Boaty, I found out a while back the Dry Dock Inn is a block of new build flats. It's happening all over the place, isn't it? My dad spoke well was the best days for us. It wasn't, but I saw him every Tuesday as folks were separated, so it's a nostalgic one for me. I totally get that. I totally get that. Oh, bless you. Mr. Stephen Paddy from Port Sunlight in the Whittle, the Leisure Peninsula. Good evening to you, sir. Oh, a nice rare fillet, says Steve KG. Steve KG. Can't beat it. Can't beat it. Medium rare for me, says Paddy Scrotter. Oh, and Steve KG is off to bed, needs to sleep. Night, night. We all do. My Chinese takeaway cook excellent fresh chips, says Jimmy Quinn. Medium well done steak for Barry. Oh, you heathen. You heathen. My brother was McCain's manager for the Nordic countries, says Peter P. Well, blimey. What day would you like your subs boaty for June? Asked Jimmy Quinn. Oh gosh. Oh god. I'm no good at asking for stuff like that. I'm no good at it, but thank you to anybody and everybody who's helped in any way. I get embarrassed. So I don't put any links up. Oh, that was a good old wine turd, that one, wasn't it? Oh dear me. Well done, Andrew, for saving the wine. That's why I don't put the links up and stuff. I get embarrassed by it. I will sort the Patreon thing probably by Tuesday. I sit down for my wheeze and number 2, says Barry, who is a sensible chap. Totally unrelated. Hubby has a video out about the new Vale of Rydal Railway Museum in Aberystwyth. I need to go there, actually. Believe it or not, I'm pretty sure I've never been to Aberystwyth, which seems weird because there's so many reasons why I would. Not least of which is it's got the longest funicular railway in the UK. And as you all know, I'm obsessed by funicular railways. I must go there one day. Might go and visit Hubnut's wife. Is Hubnut's wife still in Hubnut's old house? Which was never his house anyway, it was hers. Oh, and that smart car that Hubby's got hold of is a bloody pain. You have to drop the subframe to put air in the tyre, says Paddy Scradder. I haven't watched a Hubby video for a while, I'm afraid. Barry is off to sleep. Night, all you lovely people. See you Monday. Good night, Barry. You take care in Alaska. Simone's off to sleep. Night, night, everyone. Oh, God, that's so cheesy, says Simone. Yeah, but it's sweet and cheesy. I think that's sweet. What day of the month do YouTube pay you? Asks Bad Books. Normally the 23rd. Devil's Bridge? She could be. Right, that is it, darlings. I've caught up with the comments. It is, it's 25 to 1. It's way too late. Thank you for staying up way too late to share this time with me. I appreciate it massively. I've enjoyed tonight. It's been really good fun. And thank you to, that sounds patronizing, doesn't it? I was going to say thank you to Emma for her live stream, but that's really patronizing. I only watched about 8 minutes of it, and I wish I'd watched all of it, and then I could genuinely say thank you, and it wouldn't be patronizing. But thank you for the last 8 minutes of your live stream. And if you fancy it, have a lovely Sunday, everybody, and enjoy your food. Boaty, says the M11. Thank you, darling. Jimmy Quinn says night, Boaty, and all. Night, night, all, says Peter P. if you fancy it, darlings, Sunday Night Live with me again, 11 o'clock tomorrow night. So half an hour earlier, don't forget. I'm not sure what's happening on Monday yet, but to be honest, I'm hoping to, after the week I've had, then there's a chance I might be going to Wales, but I don't think it's going to happen. That would be a paid thing with Ram to go and potentially buy a static caravan. I think that's, well, I'm not sure it's going to happen at all, but I don't think it's going to happen on Monday. He hasn't said so, but if he wants to do it, I'll have to do it because he's going to pay me for the time. But to be honest, after the week I've had, I'm really hoping to go to the yard and just hang out with Mustard because it's going to do me the world of good. You know, when life kicks you in the face, go and hang out with your best mate. Andy, don't forget, he promised to pay for lunch, even though it's not his turn. So, oh, I do apologise, mate, and thank you for that lovely couple of virtual hugs. And thank you for warning me what for what's going to be hitting me when we actually meet in person. It was a pleasure being your warm-up actor. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Emils. Night all. I've just polished off a big bag of chili Doritos, those Paddy Scrotter. Clip it and send it to Boaty. Totally. Right, that's it, darlings. Yeah, so 11 o'clock tomorrow night, if you fancy it, and I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you so much again, and have a safe and peaceful night. Have the best day that you can tomorrow. Take every little bit of joy that you can, wherever and whenever it presents itself. Take care of yourselves. If you've got anybody that you love or who loves you, take care of them too. And just so much love from me. Thank you. Hopefully, see you tomorrow. But you, and indeed, a Star Wars Wrath of Captain Spock Bosch.